Hives have been fed this summer. Some of them have the in-frame feeders, and most of those will probably be out of sugar water. Some of them may not. And those are largely located over here. Over here, I have box frame, or I have the box feeders on the top, and most of those still have sugar water in them. There's some with the lids pried off that don't have sugar water in them anymore. If you move a box that's full of sugar water, it's going to spill everywhere. So those probably, the ones that are full, probably wouldn't be the right hives to move without making a big mess of sugar water. I have 2 yellow jacket traps out. They were, the yellow jacket fluid inside was changed out 2 days ago. This one over here has maybe 80 yellow jackets in it already. This one over here has maybe 60. So it's catching them, but there's a lot of yellow jackets out there right now, especially here. And I have a couple hives that I brought from a place that had a lot of yellow jackets just a few days ago. Some of them were real weak. I have 2 of the weakest ones over here. One had a yellow jacket nest inside it. So it was bees and yellow jackets in a single frame box or single box hive. The other single box hive was taken from a cutout I did a month ago. That cutout is not done at the ideal time, but the owner of the scrap metal pile said, you know, they're going to get sprayed unless you take them, and so for the ultimate benefit, hopefully the ultimate benefit of the bees, I took them even though it's a rough go. I have 4 frames of honey and 2 frames of pollen over here. I have some pollen patties over there and a gallon of sugar water. We have some other things that we could show you, and so hopefully it all goes well. Martin, did you want to start off? Show us what you got here?
Yeah, because I mentioned at the monthly meeting that I will bring you an example of the hives that I put together. I figured I'll bring it out. So number one is there's a bottom board underneath here that has the usual plastic foundation in it, and it's you can look into it later on. It's essentially transparent on the bottom. The interesting things are more to the top. Number one is, as we discussed, you have a inner cover that should be notched, and again, you decide how far you want to notch it. I made my notches fairly small just because we have hornet problems where I live. So this is making it more defensible for them. This is the robbing screen for the same reason. So again, we had hornet problems, and this seemed to do the trick. So what you will find is that a lot of bees will cluster behind the screen, but they're not letting anybody else, not other bees or enemies in. Last thing I wanted to show you, well, other than the lid. So this is the lid that my dad and I put together and now mass produced, really, at least for my apiaries. So what we have done is, as we said, you cannot really have enough ventilation up in the northwest. So what we did was we put 6 holes in here. As you see, they are covered, and then the outlets are on each side. So that's kind of where the air can come out, and it's continuously breathing. That's an alternative. So what we're doing for the winter time, similar to what Kevin does, but I built 30 of these. So as you see, the wired mesh is big enough for the bees to come through. So what we're doing in preparation, rather than just taking the approach that Kevin has, we're putting wax paper on this, filling it up with Kevin's essentially mixture, but leaving a hole in the middle so that the air can vent through. So we're doing that simply by just putting a glass jar in here, then pouring the sugar around it, and then once it starts hardening, you pull the glass jar out of it, and that's working well. And what you will see in what the bees can do is they can eat through the wax paper and get to the sugar, and the sugar is all crystallized, so you don't have to worry about that. And the other thing is with Kevin's approach, it's sort of absorbing some of the additional moisture that we have. So again, have a look at it. If you have any questions, let me know. I figured I'll bring it out and at least give it show you that. And as you see here as well, the last thing.
Where do you get that?
All these.
No.
Yeah, this is from Man Lake.
Oh.
The last thing is we built the roofs a little bit further out, so rather than really being flush with the box, I have them overstanding, so you can see here, the bees could come out without running into the rain right away. And you don't have any rain accumulating on the front porch here. Any questions?
Faces east and faces. So you bought this
South.
unit and this unit
I built,
from Man Lake?
this is the only thing I bought from Man Lake.
Okay.
The thing that comes here that you screw on the front. Everything else is built up yourself.
Where did you get these?
That's one unit.
Oh, it is.
So the
That's
whole
it.
thing, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
So facing, I face all my hives to the southeast because that's sort of where I get the sun. And because I'm behind a chain of hills, I position them such that, you know, even in the fall and in the spring, you know, I get the early sun onto the hives so that they're warming up very early as I can in my area. So because, you know, I only get sun at certain times of the day, that was my intent. And then positioning them with the opening to the southeast in order to allow them to go into the sun right away. Any other questions?
Cool. Oh, that's nuts.
Looks like we're about 30 people. Is that about right?
We're pretty close to that. What we wanted to do today was try to get all of our relatively new beekeepers a chance to open up hives and full frames and take your own stab at assessing the colony condition with mentors guiding you. Now, we have a couple of people here who are absolutely brand new to beekeeping. We're not going to make you pull frames. You can just watch and learn, and that's totally fine.
Unless you
But-
want to.
Unless you really want to. But we're going to divide people up with the mentors. So let's see, who we got here who's a mentor? Raise your hand. We got Norm, we got Martin, we got William, we got Gottfried, thank you Gottfried, we got Dan. And
Yeah.
Kevin, so we got, that's
Pam back there
fabulous.
as well.
Excuse me?
Pam
You know,
is back there
and
as
Pam's
well.
back there as well.
Maybe I should be the roaming.
Yeah,
roaming
maybe
no.
you should be the roaming
I'll
one.
sit in the shade. You like to sit in
Okay.
the shade, drink cold water.
So what-
Oh, I do have
and
some
I'd
cold
like to-
water over here, guys. It's on ice if you get thirsty.
In the blue and white
There's hot
cooler.
water for you.
And I'm going to roam and take pictures, so that means we've got basically 5 mentors. So let's have each of the mentors kind of go off over there, and then let's have like 5 or 6 people go to each mentor, and we'll have our small groups.
Smoke is my friend. I almost calling you Smoke. Dan, could we borrow your smoker?
Sure thing. Here it is.
Yeah. Do you use a smoker at home? Okay. Here's your chance to start
This is
using
your
one.
first chance to smoke. How about that? Yeah, this
Okay.
kind of smoking is okay, not the other kind.
Okay. And then when you want to get some smoke, you gotta get some fire going there. That gets it going, and then just give them gentle puffs. You don't want to over smoke them. First time I showed my smoker to my little granddaughter, she's 4 years old, and I showed her how it works on it. She said, that sounds like Alex after he runs. He's a big dog, you know. Listen, think of a big dog after he's running. Okay, give him like 2 or 3 puffs is all it takes. Settle him down. You gotta be a little more aggressive. Okay, that's not bad. But as you use a smoker, you get used to it. And give them a couple like that. That's plenty to.
Does that make them go down then?
That makes them
does it
go.
relax
That makes them go off the top. And what they're doing, it's a defensive reflex. Smoke, they instinctively assume that there might be a fire, so they go down and they start drinking honey in case the evacuation order goes out.
Okay.
See, because when a tree burns down, the bees are going to leave before it gets burned up, but they're going to suck as much honey as they can and leave with a full stomach, so they'll have reserves when they get in this place. So that's the whole principle behind smoking. You don't want to smoke too much, because if you use a lot of smoke, especially smoke that has a lot of odor to it, the smoke taste can get into your honey. But, okay, go ahead.
Trying to figure out how to, although this is
You're going to take the whole super out. Did you eat a good breakfast? Okay.
right above, right above there, and they're looking around, they're taking it out.
Okay. So what she's doing now is she's just breaking it loose, because in the fall they start putting things together with propolis. The old time beekeepers used to call it slum gum, and it's really a good adhesive. So she just break it loose, and then once you break it loose,
Step right behind you.
Lift it. Lift one end of it up to kind of break it loose from the other frames. You can do
There we
it
go.
like this, or you can do it end. Okay, I've got it broken loose for you. Now just take that and gently set it down right on the lid. Set it crossways so it's not the same distance as the lid. And if it's too heavy for you, let me know and we'll put Cody on it. Yeah, like that, that's fine. Okay, so these bees have been treated. Anybody know what that is? That white thing on there?
For mine.
Yeah, that's a quick strip for mites. Okay, we're gonna put that back on. Let's go ahead and take it off. And I'll again tell them, ladies, occupy yourself with other things. Okay. Yeah, just scrape under it and just lift it off. We kind of stuck to it. We should have asked Dan if these have been on here longer than a week. If they have, we could just take the clear off. But does anyone see Dan?
I believe he's back off the other side.
These generally Italians or Canadians?
I think he has mainly Italian. Excuse me, Norm? Yes. Do you know how long the mic strips have been on?
I have no idea.
Okay. I was going to say if it's been over a week, you can probably just take them off. But
I'm sure.
we'll set it.
Yep, there's a
You've
pin.
got gloves on, so you couldn't pull. Because I don't want that formic acid on my skin.
No doubt, huh?
Although most of the formic acid is probably gone. See how stuck together that is? As the summer comes to an end, they go out and they really get that sap off the trees.
If you see those conifer trees over there, I think they're from a Christmas tree farm.
Yeah.
They produce a lot of sap, and the bees go after this time of year because the trees are producing a lot of sap into the branches.
My wife's gonna be in good pants and just propolize myself. Okay. Just put that in the corner. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now when we start working hive, what's usually the best place to work? Do you have hives at home right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So where do we want to start? Okay, you've been under tutorship for a year. Which frames do we want to pull out first? The ones in here, the ones on the end? Yeah, we want to go with, and why? Okay, but the main reason is because you very seldom find a queen pair over here. And as a beekeeper, you want to be as careful as you can not to injure the queen. If while you're pulling that frame, you roll a few bees, you maybe squish a few bees, and if you do, it'll be a worker and make a big for you. But if your queen's over here and you pull out and squish her, you made a big boo. So, what we do before we start, we just move that over just a little bit. They really have been working. And then we're going to start by taking that frame out. Now, a lot of beekeepers like to use the hive tool that's called the J hive tool. That has kind of a little hook on the edge. You hook it on the edge and pry it up. And let me help you with this first.
There we go.
And these bees are surprisingly docile. Dan? How long have these mite strips been on?
I put that one on in end of
August.
Would have been no, it would have been the first week of August because I did my last honey thing in July.
Okay, so we could
Oh, okay.
leave the strip out now?
Yes,
See
it's,
what we're
it's
doing?
different.
We're tearing some comb from the side.
This hive
Probably don't know.
is particularly bad at building burr comb. It has that's if I had one complaint about this hive, it is that they build wax everywhere they shouldn't.
Okay. Set that down gently. Disturb them. You saw the one bee get out on my arm?
Yes.
That's one advantage of being a hairy person. she was busy with that, so we did her take her out of commission. That's okay. They'll clean it up. Now we look down there, there's a lot of vertical. Okay. We'll turn it back over to you.
I'm going to show you guys all one thing while I'm here.
Okay.
This is called a super boost strip, and what it is brood pheromone that you can put in a hive so that they're less likely to swarm.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So to make them think we've got young brood to take care of. Stay home and take care of the kids.
Yeah, that's what this is. And it increases their productivity, increases the number of bees in the hive, and it also helps with swarming. But it is just really...
Do you think that it worked?
Yes, I do. Last year I did some with and some without, and I found that the ones with did substantially better. And this year, I only saw one hive swarm after I put them in.
Is this from Man Lake? Or?
Yes. And actually, Dewey Caron of Oregon State, one of his colleagues had something to do with inventing and marketing and selling it.
Okay, Surgeon Dan at work.
So I'm not doing a very good job.
So if you wanted to go,
There we go.
That was what it looks like.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a little paddle. Like,
it's-
you know what they did? Since they're no longer in the market, 35mm slide mounts are super cheap, so now you can buy them by thousands.
Yeah,
That's nothing.
and so they put the pheromone in there, and that's what it is.
You wouldn't know what that is.
Huh.
That's 35mm slide.
But anyhow, I'll let
That's
you
old
guys
school.
continue on. I just wanted to show you what that was.
Okay. Go ahead and tell us what we see on that cone. Can you hold it up and look at
Get
it?
down here and take a look at that.
Yep. This is what we're
I'm trying to post this to the
on the the edge of the hive.
association's page.
Sure.
We'll put here so they can clean it up.
Oh, almost missed that one.
Nice.
Sure.
Okay, keep going. How many hives do you, you just help her with that?
One.
How many hives do you have? One. Okay. We'll let you get into a few here. We'll have her take one more out, and then we'll let you take over. Take them out. You want to take them out? And then you and her together.
I'm gonna check mine tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey, you're welcome. Hey, I got a friend that lives in
You didn't know the poppers were going to be that tough, did you? Have you been into yours now this fall?
Not too recently.
Well, you'll find yours will be this way too.
Like a green barn there.
All four of my top bars were like Fort Knox. Yeah.
I think we got this. Okay, put the other hand on this side. Lift it straight up as you can. There you go. Wow. These bees are not going to be, turn around so you can see the other side. These bees are not going to need to be fed. See how full that is? Okay. Now let's put it back in the same position and slide it over this direction.
This cone hanging off the bottom, that's okay.
That's the one that fell off
Is that?
when I was
Oh,
cleaning
okay,
inside.
okay. Do we want to house key for them, or just let them be?
Just put it on the outside. They'll clean it up.
Okay.
They'll come and take the honey out.
Okay.
It might not going back to the same hive. A worker from another hive might find it and say, hey, free honey, let's take it. Bees are kind of like gold miners. When they find it, they take it. Okay. So we have to look for some water for the gloves. Don't clap your hands, otherwise you might not get them apart.
Is that a good brood train where the honey arc is about 4 to 5 inches from the second box? I think your honey super will need to come off of this one because they don't have all the frames drawn out in this second box. I've got 3 that are
Yeah, straight up, that's good. So they feel pretty heavy?
Very heavy.
There's another one that's
Wow, that's amazing.
okay.
They are definitely not hurting for food.
No, we're on our third frame now. So if you're looking at your hives, what you need is water now.
Put it back in.
Yeah, put it back in and move to this side. We have now taken out 3 frames and looked at them, and if we're looking at hives and we're 3 frames in, and all we see is solid honey, we start getting a little bit nervous. We say we should be starting to see some pollen. We want to see pollen and brood, some up here.
Okay.
So we want bees going into the winter to have a little bit of brood. Do that.
They might be a pollen patty candidate, huh?
They definitely have a lot more honey than a lot of bees I've seen.
Okay.
3 frames solid, blocked out with honey. We're in our 4th one now.
Oh, that's all.
We have.
Yep.
And this is pollen, right?
No, that's
This
just
orange stuff?
no, that's just unsealed. Oh, you got a little bit of pollen there, not much.
So
You got a little bit of pollen in there, so we're starting to see some pollen. So maybe our next hive, maybe our next frame will show us something that we want. We definitely want pollen and brood in the second story.
Great.
Okay, bring that out again so you can see it. This frame is mainly honey. And step back. What's your name again? Jana? Step back like Jana in the sun so you can see it real well. Okay, hold it up so the sun shines on it. Okay, go back where Jana is. Okay, go back that way. That way. Okay, turn so we can see the sun shining on it. Yeah. Hold it, turn around completely. There you go. And let the sun shine on it. Okay. Yeah. You see right here? You see the orangish color? Okay. That's pollen. Okay? And the pollen will not be sealed over. No. Only the honey gets sealed over.
And so do you think that brood hatched out of that empty part and they're going to fill it, or is that going to be pollen?
No, this is very characteristic of hives where you have plastic foundation. Once the wax has been worn on that and they're down to bare plastic, they hardly ever put comb there. They just that's a barren desert land.
This is honey that's
This
honey
is honey
and pollen that
this
they
is
just
honey,
haven't capped yet.
This is honey they haven't capped.
Okay. Okay.
And okay, now with the sun shining right on it, you can see the pollen. See the orange color? The uncapped honey glistens.
Okay.
And the pollen doesn't glisten.
That's all pollen.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's all pollen. The pollen is the orange color. All the ones that look like just little mirrors in there. That's right. There's just a little bit of air between the cap and the honey. And this is just some guys kind of.
Get a good look up in there.
Hold the frame. I've got another bee inside my hat. Okay.
They like you.
They like me.
Want me to get them out?
Nah.
You're so brave.
If they talk about me, I'll address them.
It's okay. It's all right, ladies. It's okay. Hold on, I'm gonna give it a little bit of smoke.
What a fly.
Trying to get away from the bees.
Kind of drift across the frames.
You think I'm a horse? Okay, now.
Sorry about that, folks.
As we open this, as we're opening this, we're hoping to see what?
Brood.
We're hoping to see some sealed brood at least. Go ahead and pull it out.
And we have capped brood on this other side.
Oh, look at you.
Never let the fire get to the
Oh, wow. Not much, but we do have some brood.
On the bottom. Yeah.
Yep, we got some cat brood there. Okay, good. But we had to go 5 frames over to see that.
Yeah.
The brood is the brown one. The brood always has a tannish color to it. Even the first time, the stuff over the honey will look white, and the brood will always have that kind of tan color. Okay, the reason I'm putting these leaves in here is to keep the combustible material from coming out of the top of the smoke. Because what really makes the bees mad is when you burn the wings off some of their buddies. When you turn into a flamethrower and you burn some wings, the rest of them swear vengeance. Okay, that we found brood, that's good. But we didn't see any eggs or larvae. So we're not sure we have a laying queen. Okay, are you leaving enough room there so that you have working space in between? We're gonna have to put them real close together because we're gonna move them all over to the reason on that. But we know that we've had a queen laying here within the last 2 weeks. We'd like to go one more just to see if we got a queen that's actually more brood ready for the winter.
Yeah, she's been in the box, but we have seen a lot of cherry and sweet.
She's having the battle of the propolis too.
Yeah.
It's very heavy. I think it's stuck on the bottom.
They built brace comb between the 2 boxes, so it's easier for the queen to come up into the second box.
So what we can do sometimes is do that is go ahead and take it from the end. Bring it up. Oops, we don't want to do that.
And we have a piece here that off the second one, off the 4th one in, that
This is the one we're trying to get out.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's all honey on that side. Honey and a little bit of pollen.
Yep. Looks like this hive may be honey bound. Okay, we've been working on them for quite a while. They're getting a little unhappy, so I'm going to take the next one out myself and look for some eggs.
Okay, this one here is coming out, so
Are they less
jacket.
likely to sting you if you smoke them?
Yes, very much so. Like I said, I started keeping bees in 1962, and in all those years, as far as I'm concerned, the most important piece of equipment
honey.
a keeper is going to have when he goes into his hive is the smoke. All honey.
Honey.
And so what does honeybound mean?
That means that their frames are all filled up with honey. There's no space for the queen to lay any eggs.
Okay.
So we can't build up our population for the
Okay,
winter
winter.
time.
Okay.
So,
And that's just because they're such good gatherers?
well,
They
and,
don't
and
automatically
because
save room for those
Yeah.
eggs?
what happened probably is that he harvested the honey before the honey flow was over, and they occupied all the space available in the brood chamber to store their honey. So, who's going to give the report to Dan? What are you going to tell Dan when he comes back and asks about this hive? You should tell him that it's honey bound. He only.
That's one.
That's number 3.
Number 3?
Huh.
Do you want to
No.
borrow my glasses? You're making me nervous. So you're not crying or anything yet?
Huh?
You're not crying or anything yet?
What did it help to cry?
It would make me feel better.
Notice I don't swear on them either. It's sticking understanding.
They know that, don't they?
This is honeybound, Dan.
Is it?
You have one frame that has quite a bit of brood, one that has just a little spot like this. What I would do is, this is, you're talking to Dan now, what I would recommend, and he doesn't have to listen to me at all, he can just say, you know, you don't really know what you're saying.
No, Godfrey, you know what you're saying.
I would definitely pull 2 or 3 frames out of here and put drawn comb in there so that your queen has room to lay some eggs.
I'll be right back.
And then would you put those in the middle?
Yes, put them in the middle where she can lay. Okay, we're gonna
So we
wait.
don't need to see what's in the bottom.
That's all, folks.
Well, we can, right? I'll let one of them do it.
Yeah, that's how
They're starting to get a little defensive. I've already gotten 3 strings on my arm. I don't really want to go to the first lower story yet. And I needed some more fuel in here because I was getting to the point where it was starting to act like a flamethrower, so I just put some weeds in there.
Okay.
But I can keep using this.
Okay.
But if you have more burlap or something,
I sure do. I'll go get some.
Okay. Have you taken some out?
Yes.
You want to take some out? You got gloves and everything. You feel like doing battle?
So you want out of the middle?
Yeah. Well, what I'll do, let me smoke them a little bit. Try to calm them down a little.
You gotta smoke.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
You're going to put the full ones out.
So we're going to put the full ones right in the middle.
I mean, when you take these out, where do you set?
And we're just going to set them on edge like this. Okay. So,
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to bump you.
No, you're okay.
try to lift them straight up if you can. And this will just put it into the baffle. Sure. Fire something out.
I can do the torch head for both also.
I think we've still got some ember going. Yeah. We're okay. Okay, do you have an empty super to put those in, Dan?
Yes, I'll get you an
Now,
That's actually one with brood.
that's one of the rules.
Yeah.
We don't want to pull that one out, so let's just, here, I'll take it and let's put it over here. Okay, just when you're watching, Cody. Is that the other one with brood?
I don't see any. I do see a lot of honey and 1 or 2 things of pollen. That's it.
Now what would be nice is if we had a bee brush here. Okay.
Come brush us. This is
Okay.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Now, when do we change
Wanna do it?
the sugar water one to one? I would say right around that. We could try to do it.
Oh, fall is 2 to 1. 1 to 1
I
is
think
springtime.
if you go up, isn't that better?
Okay. Here's the empty deep right behind you.
Sweet.
Okay.
I opened it up, looked at a few frames about it 2 weeks ago, and I didn't think they had enough. We quit feeding them because of the fighting, and then I found out about putting them in the sheet. But I didn't think they had enough honey built up, so it'll be interesting to see what they've done.
Now the ear on this, be careful. The ear on this one is broken away. So, yeah.
Ours are, they're like
Set it on the edge and gently push them.
very big. Yeah, because I used to sit down there right next to them and watch them. I wouldn't even go down there without taste it.
Now when you had
Never did that before.
a robin problem, how were you feeding them? Were you feeding them with a boardman on the
I
outside?
was.
Okay.
And then we actually moved that away from the hive and the fighting continued. So then we fed them in a cookie sheet and everybody got along.
Except that with a cookie sheet, what's happening is that we found the hives are getting the most food.
I only have one hive.
But some wild hives that are hanging around getting in on the picnic.
Then they want to get food at all.
No. So what I like to do is I like to feed them in train. You can take your boardman feeder and just on top of the frame, put the boardman feeder right on top of the frame, then put the empty super on top of that, put a lid on.
Man,
That
look
way,
at
only
that.
the bees that are inside the hive can come up and get in the board and see go back down there. You don't have those other bees coming in from outside and sneaking in the board.
Now that's a good candidate. Yes,
Yeah,
this is honeybound.
We only had one frame that had any brood in it. So we've got to give that queen some room to lay.
Should I put more than one feeder?
You could.
If I look at it currently?
Yeah, you could. There's.
I think they don't have enough.
All right. Yeah.
I've been using a baggie, a gallon Ziploc baggie.
Works real well too. I think take a good quality gallon food bag and fill it about 2 cups full of water, squeeze out the extra air, seal it up, lay it on top of the frame, and just use a small nail to poke about 10 or 12 holes on top of it. Well.
I just use a thumbtack. Yeah,
Poke it on the top or the bottom?
on the top.
Not on the bottom.
And don't poke through the bottom, otherwise it just drips on there.
Yeah,
Water
So you're just
Yeah.
using a seal, a bag,
Right.
Ziploc bag.
and, okay, and fill that full, huh?
And they drain those out really good.
Yeah,
This hive's been pretty aggressive.
yes they are. I've only got popped once.
out of here.
Heading, no, I wouldn't be out of here. I just probably put it on my gloves.
There we go. You want me to put that on top?
Yes. Let's see if we can calm them down a little bit. And
Oh,
that's okay. That's okay. Just kind of slide it on. And as you get to this end, kind of just let it down a little bit so they know that you're coming so they can get out of there. Okay. Yeah, come back. There you go.
Feeder, huh?
They don't need a feeder.
So I would put
No.
the food in an empty one like this.
Yes. What you do is just take
and then
all the frames
lay it
out.
on top of those frames.
Right. If you want to use a baggie,
Yeah.
you just lay the baggie right on top of those frames and put the empty super right on there. That way, no bees can sneak in with food. The only one that gets to it are the ones from inside the hive.
You
It's
don't
amazing.
have a hole in this one. I'm gonna-
No, it doesn't look like it does.
nope.
Okay, and we left the night strip out
Yes, and the
and the
The-
hormone strip.
brood hormone, which I think is a very good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and we have 3 frames of honey. Not bad.
All right, and Dan needs to put that somewhere safe, or he's gonna have a major robbing incident here, and very.